Hey y'all, welcome back. Mr. here. So I'm about to retwist his hair. I thought this would be a good time to give a story time since I got him in one spot. We're gonna talk about how we first met and how we got engaged, which all was in a slightly, not too quick, but it was under a year, I think, something like that. So we first met when it was Halloween of 2009, and he was driving for school bus loop, well, a bus loop for Halloween. Something they do around here. You get on the buses and they take you around the town to different bars and you drink and stuff. So I was hanging out with my cousin that night, and he was a bus driver, so we were on and off the buses. And you know, like the romantic movies say, he saw me from across the crowded room. No, that's not how it happened, but turns out he was childhood friends with my cousin. And if you saw my other cousin's wedding last week, then there was him and my other cousin, and I was like, he was the reason we met. So I was hanging out with him, and so I met him that way. And then like maybe a few days after that, he friended me on Facebook. But it was just like an innocent, you know, we met, so here you go, let's be Facebook friends. Because we were actually both in relationships at that time. So nothing came about. I was in a relatively long-term relationship, and so was he, right?
It's relatively long term.
Couple years, like 6 years.
Yeah, mine was like 4. Yours was like 8.
No, it was 6.
It wasn't 6.
It was 6.
You said 7 or 8.
It was 6.
Mine was barely 4.
Well, still a long time. Anyway.
You was common law married.
So, you know, so we would chat every now and then, you know, on each other's Facebook posts, whatever, nothing major, you know, and then fast forward to what, probably April of 2010. March. I was having a tattoo party for my birthday. And at that point, we had been chatting back and forth on each other's posts. Like I said, nothing serious. I was having a tattoo party. I invited him because I knew he had a lot of tattoos. So I gave him my phone number and was like, you know, if you want to get tattooed, let me know. But he never came. He never showed up, y'all.
I was working?
Yes, he was working, but still.
And where I'm going to park the bus at?
He could have parked the bus outside.
On your block, I'm going to park a whole bus?
Yes. So then, so I had to move. To give y'all a quick story, I was having to move, and I didn't have anybody to help me move. No, I was looking for a roommate, and I think he was looking to move out of where he was. So we were talking about expenses, sharing expenses. So I put on Facebook that I was looking for somebody to rent out the whole top floor of the house I was in. Had like a full bathroom and everything, so I was trying to rent that out. So he was asking some questions about that. And then for some strange reason, that turned into a bunch of different messages back and forth. And then, I don't know, those messages, they were never personal. They were never like, I like you, you're cute, or none of that stuff. But we just started talking, and then it somehow ended up being like an everyday conversation. And then we were talking about each other's relationships and how I had just was going through my breakup, and he was thinking about going through a breakup, but I think his major thing was he had a trip booked, and he didn't want to not go on his trip. Like, that was the whole reason he was staying in this relationship. So what he told me.
You make it sound so bad.
No, I'm not saying it was bad, but I'm saying that's what he told me. And you know, me being a female, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But we still never talked about dating or anything. And then one day, just randomly, he was like, let's go get some cheese fries. So we set it up, and we went out. It was May 5th, 2010. Still remember. But then we ended up going to Olive Garden. And then from there, it just turned into a, wow, okay, I really like this guy. First, from talking about, oh, you know, can you pay rent? Are you safe to be around my kids and stuff like that, to, dang, why did I start talking to him? Because now I like him, but he got a girlfriend. So, needless to say, our conversation started switching a little bit to more personal, how you see yourself in the future, and do you want marriage, and what your family's all about, and stuff like that. Why you said, you was talking like that too.
You was questioning me.
So, yeah, I was questioning you because you was trying to flirt with me.
You gonna put that on me?
Yes. So that was it, and then we went out, and then from there it all just became, how they say, complicated, because we actually really started liking each other. But he was still in this situation. But then it became tricky because we wanted to really, you know, spend time together, and him and his brother had booked a cruise for him and their girlfriends at the time. So they were going on a cruise, September. And he's like, you know, I already paid my money, I really want to go, I've never been on a cruise. So we had to wait until then. So basically I was the side chick, sort of. But so he would hang out. We would hang out all the time, just, you know, chilling out.
That's a lot of money.
And
it sound like that.
Yeah, it was a lot of money. So and then so my family would be like, "Is this your boyfriend?" And I'm like, "No, he's just a friend. We're just cool people." And
plot.
So and then I think I had met his brother by then, and I think even his mom. And I was like, I'm not sure why I met your mom. I think he picked her up from work or something. Church. And I was in the car. So I'm sitting in the back like, okay, I know his mom probably thinking, who's this hussy with my son? This ain't the girlfriend and all that. But,
hussy.
You know, I tried to keep everything respectful. We were just, you know, chilling out. So fast forward to September when he left me. And by this time, I was already head over heels, like, oh my God, he's gonna go on this cruise and it's gonna be all romantic and they're gonna fall back in love and he's gonna come back and leave me and that's gonna be it.
You act like I wasn't coming back.
Yes, that's how I was thinking. And my poor friends, he was going, like the whole time they were like, you know, well, he said it, so just see what happens. Just don't expect anything. But, you know, the whole time he was there, every time he got a chance, he was message me, call me, and all that. He even turned on his international cell phone plan so he could call me. Isn't that sweet? So, he was going for 10 days. And that was the longest 10 days ever. I was like, oh my gosh, where is he? It was rough. But I will say, when he came back, he came over, and he never left. Seriously. So, then he broke up with his girlfriend, and that was it. So, I guess, by the world standards, I'm a home wrecker. Yeah. So it was all good. So then this was September, the end of September, and we just really knew that we wanted to be together. So we started talking about long term, like if we going to be together, we going to just do it that way. It's serious. So by November, end of October, I think, November, we were talking about if you could get married, when would you do it? Do you want long engagements and stuff like that? And we both was like, no, I don't want no long engagement. And so as a joke, I was like, okay, well, I'm ready to check out the calendar. Started flipping through to the next year, and I was like, oh, look, New Year's Eve is on a Saturday. I was like, we could get married on the holiday, and that'd be that. So he was like, okay. And you know me, I'm like, whatever. Not thinking. He was like, I'm dead serious. And I said, look, don't make me look around for places. And so I was like, I'm dead serious. So a friend of mine had got married and she had her reception at this one place, this Irish society, and it was a really nice hall, because we were talking about we wanted to have it somewhere where people can have space, we could bring our own food and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's where Rose had her wedding reception. So like a couple days later, I like called up there, and the lady was like, oh, well, we have New Year's Eve available. She said somebody was interested in it, but she had only penciled them in. And she's like, you know, you can erase pencils. She said they didn't make a deposit yet. So I called him. I was like, if you're serious, this place is available, but we have to make a deposit. And I remember he was like, do it. And I said, if I do this is serious, we get married. And he was like, did I stutter? Like, okay. So like the next weekend, I called the lady. She said it was still available. So I was like, okay, I'm bringing down our deposit. And there it was. But then at the same time, that was like the end of November, his dad was really sick. And so we were like, he was dealing with that. And I think, did you tell your dad?
I told him that night.
It was like, they got a call that said, you know, come down to the hospital. And I had only met his dad one time before that. And he was about to pass away. So we were just like, okay, because before we were discussing whether we should tell people, like, are we really serious? Are we going to do this? And it was still pretty new that his other relationship ended, and then here I was. So a lot of his family didn't even know about me. You know, so it was kind of weird. Like, okay, well, maybe we'll wait, because nobody really knows what's going on. But that didn't last very long, because I think you mentioned something to your aunt about cooking food or something, and she's like, you know, the mother aunt that is the matriarch type of thing. And yeah, so on Christmas she told everybody. She told everybody. And then next thing you know, his sister put on Facebook, congratulations. So now this is like the whole cat was out of the bag. Like at this point, not even my part of my family knew about it, but they knew then because she tagged us in the picture. And then we both started getting all types of inboxes and messages and all that stuff. So it was too late to turn back then. And but by then we were serious. We knew we wanted to do it, and we already started planning and stuff. But we still hadn't had an official proposal, engagement ring, stuff like that. So a few months later, we were going to Las Vegas. I was selling passion parties, so we were going for convention. And it was my birthday. So then on the airplane, we had a layover somewhere. And then when we got back on the new plane, that's when he proposed with the actual ring. And I didn't even know anything about it. Like, I didn't even think I was going to get you know, like a ring until the wedding, because we never talked about it. We just said we wanted to get married. I wasn't expecting a ring or nothing. And then he gave it to me. So it was funny because he got stopped by the TSA, and he had to get searched because his pants were too loose. And so they searched him. I guess he had the ring on him the whole time and was hoping that they didn't make him take it out of his pocket because I would have saw it, but I was oblivious. I had no clue whatsoever. And then I'm on this plane. I'm like, wait, I'm blinging here. I can't tell nobody we on this airplane. This was before, you know, you could get the internet and all that on the airplane. So I had to wait until we got to Vegas to do it. And that was it. And we got there and we celebrated because his brother and his brother's girlfriend were going, and then Marvella, my best friend, and her husband was going, so we were all there. So we all, you know, we got some drinks and we toasted and everything, and that was it. And then by New Year's Eve that same year, because by then it was 2011, so we got married that year, 2011, and we had a big wedding. It was big. It was a lot of people. A lot of family and friends showed up, and that's another story. Give y'all a balling on a budget, how to plan a holiday wedding for cheap, but didn't look cheap and didn't feel cheap because it was the best. But we had a good time. So anyway, that was our story. You know, we started out a little untraditional, but we ended up together the right way. So, you know, y'all, trick out there for y'all ladies. The man you want, don't let him having a girlfriend stop you. That's not true. That's not true. But sometimes situations happen and you know what's best for you, and he was what was best for me, and I was what was best for him, so she had to go. I had to rightfully get what was mine. He's into this game, so he didn't participate.
I did.
In my story time.
I sure did.
Did you?
Sure did.
Okay, so yes, that was it. And now almost 6 years later, married wise, 7 years together, we are still, you know, going strong. As Shania Twain said, you're still the one. What you on for?
You be mean to me.
I'm not mean to you. And now we're about to go back to Vegas in a couple months, so you know, that's it. Get on the plane and be like, oh, remember we had the whole back row to ourselves, and they took my hand and they slid the ring on my finger, and I think he said, will you marry me? I can't remember. It was all blurry after I saw the ring. I looked down, it was like, woo! That little story time of how we became to be Mr. and Mrs. And don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already here, and